There's a moment in Star Wars Jedi, Survivor that feels unlike anything else. Cal, Kestis, and Merrin kiss in the middle of a storm, in a rare burst of emotion for an action-adventure game. Then, without cutting, without a black screen, without a fade, you're back in control. Cal and Merrin are running together side by side in a seamless dance of story and gameplay where the action never pulls you out of the moment. This isn't just a cutscene, and it's not pure gameplay either. It's something in between a hybrid language, a suspended moment between film and interaction. A moment you don't just watch, but live. And this kind of moment, more and more common in modern gaming, is the result of a quiet revolution, the rise of the interactive cinematic. Today, we're diving deep into the past, the present, and the future of this narrative breakthrough. From early pixel dreams to seamless emotional immersion. This is the story of how video games are becoming cinema you can play. It all begins in the 1980s. In a time when video games were mostly bouncing pixels, one title dared to dream bigger: Dragon's Lair. With fully animated sequences on Laserdisc, players didn't control the character in the traditional sense. They simply reacted to what they saw, essentially the first QuickTime Events limited interaction. Sure. But the ambition was clear: create a playable cartoon. Then in the 90s, another revolution emerged from Europe. Another World, a French cult classic that stripped away HUDs and dialogue. You understood the story purely through visuals, animation, and minimalist design. It wasn't much, but it dared to ask, can we tell stories without showing you text or talking to you? In the late 90s, Hideo Kojima took it to another level with Metal Gear Solid. This wasn't just a game, it was a cinematic experience. Long cutscenes, complex characters, slow zooms, all deeply influenced by film. You weren't playing during these scenes, but you were still deeply emotionally engaged. In games like Shenmue, Final Fantasy X, and Ocarina of Time, we started to see more emphasis on scripted storytelling. But gameplay and cutscenes remained separate. Watch, then play. But something was brewing. A hunger to blend the two worlds. As the 2000s approached, game designers began asking, what if we removed the barrier between story and gameplay altogether? In 2007, Uncharted, Drake's fortune changed the game literally. For the first time, the transition between gameplay and cutscenes was nearly invisible. You didn't just play the game, you were living inside a movie. And with Uncharted 2, especially the iconic train sequence, the cinematic gameplay hit new heights. You ran, jumped, fought all in a camera shot choreographed like a blockbuster film. In 2013, The Last of Us took it even further. The line between gameplay and cutscene became emotional. After a gut-wrenching story beat, you took control again. But now with new emotional weight in every step. Naughty Dog had crafted something new: interactive, emotional cinema. Then came God of War 2018. No cuts, no black screens, just one long camera take from beginning to end. A single continuous shot like Birdman, but playable. A massive interactive cinematic masterpiece. Jedi Survivor carries all that legacy. That kiss between Cal and Merrin, followed by the seamless escape, that's not a QTE. That's not a scripted cutscene. That's you, inside the story, controlling the pace of the emotion. Today, the walls are gone. Gameplay is cinematic, and cutscenes are becoming playable. This is the new language of gaming. So what's next? How far can this fusion between gameplay and storytelling go? First, we may see the complete disappearance of cuts and transitions. Future games might offer entire narratives without interruptions, flowing like a single cinematic shot but fully interactive. Then comes the rise of AI-generated storytelling. Imagine a scene where characters respond to your behavior in real time, where their facial expressions shift based on your last choice. No two playthroughs would be the same. You'd live your own unique emotional story. In Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, for instance, we already see the seeds of this vision. A narrative-driven FPS with cinematic camera work that feels like being inside an interactive Spielberg movie. In virtual reality, we're just beginning to understand what's possible. Cutscenes could become living spaces, moments you physically walk through, engage with, interrupt, or influence with your own presence. Eventually, interactive cinematics might become fully dynamic, shot on the fly based on your decisions. You see the story unfold from the rooftop, or from under a table, or through someone else's eyes, depending entirely on how you play. Tomorrow's player won't just be a viewer or controller. They'll be actor, director, cinematographer, and main character all at once. The interactive cinematic is just getting started. The rise of the interactive cinematic may be the most powerful symbol of how far video games have come. It's no longer about graphics or mechanics alone. It's about feeling, about connection, about complete immersion. From the stiff QTEs of Dragon's Lair, to the smooth emotional rides of The Last of Us, to the seamless romance-turned escape of Jedi Survivor, we've evolved from spectators to co-authors of emotion. And what about the future? Games could become storytelling platforms as deep and expressive as cinema itself. A hybrid art form, personal, playable, and cinematically alive. So the next time you experience a moment like Cal and Merrin's kiss, remember, you're not just playing a game, you're helping direct the emotion with your own hands.